The enormous alien ship appeared in Earth's orbit without warning. Humans all over the world watched their screens in shock as the strange vessel hovered silently above the planet. After 3 days of silence, they finally made contact. Captain. Jin Park stood tall despite his fear as the alien transmission came through. The beings called themselves the Aura Collective, tall creatures with blue skin and 4 arms. Their leader, Nal, spoke through a translator device. "Your species seems quite young," Nal said, looking down at Jin. "We wish to share knowledge with humanity." Jin didn't fully trust the alien's friendly words. Neither did Dr. Sue Kim, Earth's top scientist who studied alien life. She noticed how the Aura looked at humans like they were simple animals. "They act. Nice, but watch how they look at us," Sue whispered to Jin. "Like we're pets, not equals." Still, world leaders welcomed the aliens. The Aura built bases on Earth and started giving humans new technology. They could cure diseases and build machines that made clean energy. People celebrated in the streets, calling it a new age for Earth. Jin was put in charge of working with the Aura military team. He learned their language and studied their ships. The aliens seemed impressed by how quickly he learned. "Humans adapt faster than we expected," Nal told Jin during a meeting. "Most species take years to grasp our basic concepts." 6 months passed. The Aura asked for permission to mine certain areas of Earth. They said they only needed some common metals. Most countries agreed, happy to give something small in return for all the help. Sue started working in a lab near the biggest Aura mining site. She noticed strange readings in the ground nearby. The Earth was getting hotter deep below. Something wasn't right. "Jin, I need to show you something," Sue called him late one night. "They're not just taking regular metals." Jin looked at her data. The Aura were mining something from Earth's core, something they hadn't told humans about. "If they keep doing this," Sue explained, "it could cause earthquakes, maybe worse." Jin decided to investigate further. He asked his friend Hoon, who worked as a translator for the Aura, to help. Hoon started copying files when the aliens weren't looking. "They call us resource planets in their private messages," Hoon told Jin, showing him the stolen data. "We're not the first world they visited." The files showed images of other planets, dry, broken worlds with giant mining holes. The Aura had taken what they wanted and left the planets ruined. Jin took the evidence to General Micho, who had been suspicious of the aliens from the start. She called an emergency meeting with world leaders. "We need to confront them before it's too late," Jin urged. But before they could act, the Aura announced they were starting Phase 2 of their mining operation. They would need to dig deeper into Earth's core. When General Cho demanded to know what they were really taking, Nal simply smiled. "Just some elements your species has no use for. Nothing to worry about." Sue ran more tests and made a terrible discovery. The Aura were taking isotopes that kept Earth's core stable. If they continued, the planet's magnetic field would collapse. All life would be in danger. Jin confronted Nal with the evidence. "You're killing our planet." Nal's friendly mask finally dropped. "Your species is so young you wouldn't understand the value of what your planet holds. The universe is harsh. Strong species take what they need to survive." As Jin left the meeting, he received an urgent call from General Cho. The Aura had suddenly armed their ships. "They know we've discovered their plan," Jin said. "They're done pretending to be friends." That night, the Aura destroyed a small island as a warning. Thousands died. A message played on all screens worldwide. "Provide what we require or we will take it by force." Jin looked at Sue as they watched the terrible news. "They think we'll just give up." Sue nodded grimly. "They don't understand humans very well, do they?" The destruction of the island changed everything. World leaders gathered in an emergency meeting while people everywhere watched the skies with fear. The Aura had shown their true nature. Jin Park stood at the window of the United Earth Defense Headquarters, looking at the Aura mothership hovering in the distance. Sue Kim entered, carrying new data files. "We've confirmed what they're mining," Sue said, her voice tight with worry. "They're extracting core stabilizers, rare elements that keep our planet's magnetic field intact." Jin nodded grimly. "How long do we have?" "At their current rate, Maybe 3 years before serious damage begins. 7 before Earth becomes uninhabitable. General Micho joined them, bringing satellite images showing new aura mining operations, starting across the globe. They were no longer asking for permission. They've set up 20 new drill sites overnight, Mi reported. They're moving faster now that they don't need to pretend. The news screens showed growing panic worldwide. Some people wanted to surrender to the aliens to avoid more destruction. Others demanded that humanity fight back. Hoon, who had been translating aura communications, rushed into the room with a small device. I stole this from their command center, he said, placing it on the table. It's their communication log with other aura ships. Sue connected it to their computers. The translated messages appeared on screen. What they read horrified them. Planet 4872, Earth, final extraction phase approved. Estimated completion, 7 Earth cycles. Anticipated casualties, 90% of indigenous life forms. Standard procedure. Jin slammed his fist on the table. Standard procedure? They've done this before. Hoon nodded. I found records of 17 other worlds. All of them are dead now. Micho called an emergency meeting with the world's military leaders. They needed to plan a response, but Earth's weapons seemed primitive compared to aura technology. During the meeting, an unexpected message arrived from an aura scientist named Tech. Unlike the others, Tech seemed troubled by his leader's actions. Not, all of us agree with this invasion, Tech's message read. I can provide technical details of our ships and weapons. Jin was suspicious, but they needed any help they could get. With Mi's approval, he arranged a secret meeting with Tech. The meeting took place in an abandoned building. Tech arrived wearing a disguise to hide from other aura. My people were once like yours, Tech explained. Then we discovered how valuable rare core elements are in the galaxy. We became something else. Tech handed Jin a small crystal. This contains the schematics of our ships, including weaknesses. I'm sorry for what we've done. Before Jin could ask more questions, the building shook. Aura fighters had discovered them. Tech pushed Jin toward the exit. Run! I'll hold them off. Jin escaped as the building exploded behind him. He clutched the crystal tightly. Tech had given his life for this information. Back at headquarters, Sue analyzed the crystal's contents. Her eyes widened as she understood what they were seeing. The aura ships have a critical vulnerability, she explained to the gathered leaders. Their weapons systems rely on a specific frequency. If we can match it with a counter frequency, we could disable their ships without destroying them, Jin finished. For the first time, hope appeared on General Mi's face. How quickly can we develop this technology? With global cooperation? Maybe 2 weeks, Sue replied. We don't have 2 weeks, Mi said, pointing to new satellite images. The aura were assembling a massive weapon in orbit, something powerful enough to force Earth's complete surrender. Jin looked at the faces around him. Then we work faster. We have something the aura don't expect. What's that? Asked Hoon. They think we're weak because we're young, but humans have spent our entire history fighting and surviving. We're not going to stop now. The team set to work, racing against time. Around the world, military and scientific teams began working together in secret. The aura thought humanity was preparing to surrender. They were wrong. The aura expected humans to beg for mercy. Instead, they got silence. For 3 days after their ultimatum, Earth made no official response. The aliens took this as a sign of defeat. In underground bases around the world, humans worked day and night. Sue Kim hadn't slept for more than 4 hours at a time since receiving Tech's crystal. Her team had discovered how to disrupt the aura weapons systems. The frequency modulator is ready, Sue told Jin and General Mi, but we need to get it close to their ships to work. Mi nodded. Our pilots are training with the modified aircraft. They'll be ready tomorrow. Tomorrow might be too late, Jin pointed out. Satellite images showed the aura's orbital weapon was nearly complete. Then we move tonight, Mi decided. As darkness fell, a special message went out to all human communication devices. It looked like normal entertainment programming to the aura monitoring systems. but hidden within it were instructions for people worldwide. At exactly midnight, lights across the planet began to shut off, city by city. The Aura watched with curiosity as Earth fell into darkness. "They're conserving power," an Aura commander told Nal. "Their surrender is imminent." But the darkness wasn't surrender. It was preparation. The first sign that something was wrong came when Aura mining equipment began to fail. Then their communication system started picking up strange signals. "What is happening?" Nal demanded as reports of malfunctions flooded in. The answer came in the form of hundreds of small aircraft rising from hidden bases. They weren't attacking. They were positioning the frequency modulators Sue had developed. Jin was in the lead aircraft approaching the main Aura ship. His heart pounded as they came within range. "Activate modulators now," he ordered. Around the world, the devices turned on simultaneously. The effect was immediate. Aura ships began to drift, their weapons and engines disabled by the counter-frequency. On the ground, humans emerged from hiding. Teams of soldiers and engineers moved toward the disabled Aura mining sites. They had studied the alien technology and knew exactly how to dismantle it. Nal watched in disbelief as humans swarmed over his forces. How is this possible? They are primitive. In orbit, the massive weapon the Aura had been building went dark. Special teams of astronauts trained in secret approached in stealth shuttles to take control of it. Jin landed his aircraft near the main Aura base. General Mi was waiting with armed forces. "Their technology is neutralized, but they still outnumber us," Mi warned. "This will not be easy." Inside the base, Aura soldiers were confused and disorganized without their advanced weapons. Many surrendered when faced with determined human resistance. Jin made his way to the command center where Nal was trying desperately to contact the Aura homeworld. "Your signal won't get through," Jin said as he entered the room. "We've blocked all off-world communications." Nal turned, his forearms raised in threat. "One planet against an empire you cannot win. We're not trying to defeat your empire today," Jin replied calmly. "Just the forces you sent here, and we've already done that." Screens around them showed Aura surrendering worldwide as their technology failed them. Without their advanced weapons, they discovered humans were stronger and more determined fighters. Soo Kim's voice came over Jin's radio. "The orbital weapon is secured. We're analyzing the technology now." For the first time, Nal looked afraid. "What will you do with us?" "That depends on you," Jin answered. "We want your mining operations dismantled and your people to leave our world." "And if we refuse?" Jin gestured to a screen showing human engineers already reverse engineering Aura technology. "Then we'll use what we've learned from you to find your homeworld. You came to our home and threatened us. Don't make us come to yours." Nal stared at the human. He had severely underestimated this species. "You would cross the stars to fight us?" "If necessary," Jin said simply. "Don't anger humanity. You won't survive the consequences." 6 months had passed since the Aura surrendered on Earth. The aliens had dismantled their mining equipment and left the planet, but Jin Park knew this wasn't the end. The Aura Empire would return with a larger force. Earth needed to prepare. In a secret facility beneath the Himalayan mountains, Jin watched as engineers worked on Earth's first true space fleet. They had combined human ingenuity with captured Aura technology. "How soon until the first ships are ready?" Jin asked Soo Kim, who now led the global defense technology team. "The first 10 ships will launch next week," Sue replied. "They're smaller than Aura vessels, but faster and more maneuverable." General Micho joined them, bringing new intelligence reports. "Our deep space monitors have detected a large Aura fleet heading toward Earth. At least 50 warships." Jin nodded grimly. "How long do we have?" 3 months at their current speed. "Not enough time to build a fleet that can match their numbers," Jin said. "Then we don't try to match them," Sue suggested. "We use different tactics. Earth's new ships were ready just as the Aura fleet entered the solar system. But instead of waiting for the aliens to reach Earth, Jin led the small human fleet out to meet them. His flagship, the Phoenix, carried Earth's best pilots and soldiers. The Aura commander was surprised when his sensors detected the approaching human ships. "They're coming to us? How foolish," he said to his officers. "Prepare to destroy them." But the human ships didn't engage directly. Instead, they split up and disappeared behind moons and asteroids. The Aura fleet continued toward Earth, confused by the strange tactics. Suddenly, 2 human ships appeared behind an Aura vessel at the edge of their formation. They fired their weapons, not at the ship's main body, but at specific points Sue had identified as weaknesses. Before the Aura could respond, the human ships vanished again. "What is this?" the Aura commander demanded as reports of similar attacks came in from across his fleet. Jin's voice came over their communication system. "This is how humans fight when outnumbered. We strike and disappear. We'll be waiting for you throughout the solar system." The Aura fleet tried to continue toward Earth, but every few hours more of their ships were damaged by these quick attacks. The humans never stayed to fight. They just hit vulnerable points and retreated. "They're using guerrilla tactics in space," General Mee explained to world leaders watching from Earth. "The Aura don't know how to respond. They're used to direct battles with overwhelming force." Jin's strategy worked better than expected. The Aura fleet slowed their approach, becoming more cautious. This gave Earth more time to build defenses and prepare more ships. Then came the next phase of the plan. Human ships began broadcasting signals to the Aura vessels. Not attacks, but messages. "Some of you knew tech," the messages said. "He died, helping us because he believed the Empire was wrong. We don't want to destroy you. We just want to be left in peace." These messages caused confusion among the Aura crew members. Stories of Tech's sacrifice spread through the fleet. Some began to question their orders. The Aura commander was furious. "Block those transmissions. Any who speak of surrender will be executed." But it was too late. Doubt had spread through the fleet. The final part of Earth's plan came from Sue's research. She had discovered that the Aura communicated partly through light patterns on their skin. Human ships began projecting specific light sequences that disrupted Aura concentration and coordination. Jin watched from the Phoenix as the Aura fleet fell into disarray. Some ships started firing on each other, others simply stopped moving. "They've never faced an enemy who learns and adapts so quickly," Jin told his crew. "That's humanity's greatest strength." After weeks of harassment, the Aura commander finally opened direct communications with Jin's ship. "How can one small planet cause so much trouble?" he asked, his voice filled with frustrated respect. "Because you threatened our home," Jin replied, simply. "Humans will do anything to protect what they love." The Aura fleet retreated from the solar system, sending a message to their empire. Earth would not be an easy conquest. 2 years after defeating the Aura fleet in the solar system, humanity had changed. Earth was no longer just one isolated planet. Humans had spread to Mars, the Moon, and beyond. They had learned to use Aura technology and improved it in ways the aliens never imagined. Jin Park stood on the bridge of the Phoenix, Earth's most advanced starship. The view screen showed a distant planet where non-human ships had gathered. "Are you sure about this?" Soo Kim asked, standing beside him. "Once we go beyond our solar system, we're truly challenging the Aura Empire." Jin nodded. "We've confirmed these are representatives from planets the Aura have attacked. They reached out to us after hearing how we defeated the invasion." The Phoenix traveled through space using the jump drive Sue had developed from Aura technology. Seconds they arrived at the meeting point. The alien representatives were diverse, some with tentacles, others with wings, but all shared one thing. They had suffered under Aura rule. Their leader was Raz, a tall being with golden skin. "For centuries, the Aura have taken what they wanted from weaker worlds," Raz explained. "No one challenged them until humans showed it was possible." Jin listened as each representative shared stories of how the Aura had stripped their worlds of resources. Some planets were now completely uninhabitable. "We can help each other," Jin proposed. "Earth can share our defense technology if you share knowledge of Aura Empire locations and weaknesses." The alliance was formed that day. Each species offered unique skills. Some could build incredible ships. Others knew secret paths through space. Together they began planning. Back on Earth, General Mee prepared the growing human fleet. The aura still outnumber us, she reminded Jin. We need to be smart about this. That's why we won't attack their homeworld directly, Jin explained. We'll free the mining worlds first, cutting off their resource supply. The first liberation mission targeted a small planet where the aura forced local inhabitants to work in dangerous mines. 3 human ships, led by Hoon, easily overwhelmed the surprised aura guards. The freed aliens joined the alliance with gratitude. More successful missions followed. With each victory, more species joined the resistance. The Aura Empire noticed the growing problem. Their supreme leader called an emergency meeting. How are these humans coordinating attacks across our territory? He demanded. They've only been in space for 3 years. His advisors had no good answers. The truth was that humans adapted faster than any species they had encountered. After a year of successful guerrilla operations, the alliance was strong enough for a bold move. They targeted the main Aura fuel production facility. Jin led the mission, personally. The battle was fierce, but the alliance prevailed. Without fuel, half the Aura fleet was grounded. The Supreme Leader sent a message to Earth, demanding negotiations. Jin and Sue traveled to neutral space for the meeting. Your species has caused enough trouble, the Supreme Leader said angrily. What do you want from us? 3 things, Jin replied calmly. First, end all mining operations that harm inhabited worlds. Second, free all enslaved species. Third, agree to join a new galactic council where all species have equal voice. The Supreme Leader laughed. And why would we agree to these demands? Sue smiled and activated a hologram showing thousands of Alliance ships surrounding the Aura homeworld. Because while you were meeting with us, our allies moved into position, theory. Aura Leader's face showed shock, then resignation. He had underestimated humans one final time. 1 month later, representatives from 27 species gathered on Earth to sign the Galactic Charter. Jin watched with pride as new friendships formed between beings from across the stars. We came, close to extinction, Sue said, standing beside him. Now we've helped create peace among the stars. Jin nodded. The Aura thought we were weak because we were young. They didn't understand that being tested makes you stronger. As the ceremony ended, Jin looked up at the night sky, now filled with friendly ships. Humanity had found its place in the galaxy. The end.